December 10th, 1967. A plane streaks across the dark sky, carrying a legend on its wings. Otis Redding, the king of soul, was on his way to another electrifying performance. But just minutes later, silence. What happened in the final moments of Otis Redding's life? Yet Otis Redding's voice continues to resonate across generations. This is the story of a life cut tragically short, a musical journey that left an indelible mark on the soul of American music. In Otis Redding, A Life Cut Short, A Musical Journey, we delve into the extraordinary talent, the shocking demise, and the enduring legacy of a man who forever changed the landscape of soul music. Born in 1941, Otis Redding's life began in the small town of Dawson, Georgia. While his family eventually moved to Macon, a place that would become synonymous with his musical rise, his childhood was steeped in the sounds of the Baptist church. His father, a minister, instilled in him a deep connection to gospel music. This early exposure would become the foundation for Redding's powerful, soulful vocals, a voice that could soar with righteous fervor and ache with raw emotion. But gospel wasn't his only influence. Young Otis was captivated by the emerging sounds of R&B. The soulful crooning of Sam Cooke and the electrifying piano work of Ray Charles became his musical heroes. He soaked up their records, their energy, their ability to weave storytelling and raw emotion into unforgettable songs. These influences would become the building blocks for the unique sound that would later define Otis Redding and the entire genre of soul music. Fueled by his passion for music, Otis Redding wasn't content to be just a listener. In his teens, he formed his band, the Pine Toppers. They weren't headliners yet, but they played every local gig they could, honing their sound and building a loyal following across Georgia's juke joints and clubs. The turning point came in 1962 at a Macon talent show called Mr. Rhythm. Legend has it that Otis wasn't even supposed to perform, but a last-minute opportunity arose, and he seized it. His electrifying performance blew the judges away. This wasn't just raw talent, but a force of nature, a voice that demanded attention. That performance landed him on the radar of Stax Records, a rising Memphis label dedicated to the sounds of soul. Stax saw the magic in Otis Redding and signed him on the spot. The recording sessions that followed were electric. Otis poured his heart and soul into every song, backed by the legendary Stax house band, Booker T and the MGs. Hits like These Arms of Mine and That's What My Heart Needs showcased the raw power and vulnerability that would become his trademark. These early successes were just the beginning of an incredible journey that would redefine soul music. In the heart of Stax Studios, Otis Redding's sound truly blossomed. Working alongside the legendary Booker T and the MGs, a group known for their tight grooves and infectious rhythms, Otis crafted a sound that was uniquely his own. Gone were the rough edges of his early days. Here, his soulful vocals soared with newfound confidence, dripping with emotion and grit. Gone were the simple melodies. Now his songs pulsated with complex arrangements, a perfect marriage of raw power and sophisticated musicality. This signature sound resonated with audiences across America, blurring racial lines and creating a universal language of love, heartache, and hope. Songs like Respect, a powerful anthem that became a feminist rallying cry, cemented his status as a musical icon, but his repertoire wasn't limited to anthems. Tracks like the heart-wrenching ballad I've Been Loving You Too Long showcased his ability to convey the depths of human emotion with unparalleled honesty. And then there was Sittin On, The Dock of the Bay, a song unlike anything he'd recorded before. Written just days before his tragic passing, it stood as a testament to his ever-evolving artistry. This poignant masterpiece, released posthumously, became his first and only #1 hit, a bittersweet culmination of a meteoric rise. Otis Redding wasn't just a recording artist. He was a performer unlike any other. His electrifying live shows were legendary. Witnessing him command the stage, sweat dripping from his brow as he poured his soul into every note, was an experience that left audiences breathless. Whether it was the raw energy he unleashed at the now iconic Monterey Pop Festival, or the intimate connection he built with audiences in smaller venues, Otis Redding owned the stage. He was a force of nature, a true king of soul. On December 10th, 1967, Otis Redding's life was tragically cut short. His plane, a Beechcraft H-18, was en route from Cleveland to Madison, Wisconsin, after a television appearance. The weather conditions were poor, with heavy rain and fog limiting visibility. While the details of the crash itself remain shrouded in some mystery, eyewitness accounts paint a vivid picture of that fateful night. Residents living near Lake Monona reported hearing a troubling sound, a sputtering engine followed by a sharp decline. Chris Dickert, then just 21, described it to the website No Depression years later. From the sound of it, we knew something was wrong with the airplane. He, along with others, watched through the haze as the plane broke free of the clouds and plummeted towards the water. The impact was deafening. Rescue crews arrived swiftly, but the icy water and darkness hampered their efforts. Sadly, for Otis Redding and the other victims, it was too late. Only Ben Cauley, the band's trumpeter, emerged from the wreckage. His survival story is a testament to sheer willpower. He clung to a life preserver for hours in the frigid water before being pulled to safety. The aftermath of the crash was a scene of utter devastation. The news spread quickly, casting a pall over the music world. The loss of Otis Redding, a man at the peak of his career, was a blow that resonated deeply. Yet amidst the grief, there was a glimmer of hope. The release of Sittin On. The dock of the bay, shortly after the tragedy, served as a powerful reminder of Otis Redding's enduring talent. Though his life was cut tragically short, his voice and his music continue to inspire generations of listeners. The news of the crash reached Otis Redding's wife, Zelma, devastatingly. According to Mark Rabowski's biography, Dreams to Remember, Otis Redding, Stax Records and the Transformation of Southern Soul, Diane Fraser, wife of the pilot Richard Fraser, had already been notified and called Zelma with the heartbreaking news. The depth of Zelma's grief can only be imagined. Zelma's story, like that of the other victims' families, is a reminder of the human cost of that tragic day. The music world lost a legend, but families lost loved ones, leaving a void that could never be truly filled. Yet, through their pain, they carried on the legacy of Otis Redding, the king of soul, whose music continues to resonate with us today. Otis Redding's impact on soul music and R&B is undeniable. He wasn't just a singer, he was a force of nature, a bridge between gospel fervor and soulful storytelling. His raw vocals, infused with honesty and vulnerability, redefined the genre. He pushed boundaries, incorporating elements of rock and roll and country into his music, creating a sound that transcended racial lines and spoke to a universal human experience. His influence stretched far beyond his career. Countless future generations of singers, from Al Green and Marvin Gaye to Mick Jagger and Aretha Franklin, have cited him as a major inspiration. Sam and Dave. This iconic soul duo released a single titled Soul Man in 1967, just weeks after Redding's passing. The song, though not explicitly a tribute, was heavily influenced by Redding's style and became a major hit, further solidifying the sound he helped define. Jim Morrison. Though not as widely known, Jim Morrison of The Doors is said to have been deeply affected by Redding's death. The Doors song The Running Blues features the lyric, "Poor Otis dead and gone, left me here to sing his song," a cryptic tribute to the fallen soul legend. As the final notes of Otis Redding's electrifying performance fade, a sense of awe and inspiration lingers. Though his life was tragically cut short at the young age of 26, his musical journey continues to move and inspire generations. He leaves behind a grieving wife, Zelma, and their 4 children. Notably, his son, Otis Redding III, followed in his father's footsteps, forming a successful funk band in the 1980s and carrying the torch of his music until his own passing in 2023. He died from cancer at age 59, his family said Wednesday. Redding was just 3 years old when his father, Otis Redding, died. Beyond the music, Otis Redding's impact extended to the business side. He established his own record label, Joe Red Records, a testament to his entrepreneurial spirit and desire to empower other artists. His legacy is further cemented by numerous posthumous awards, including a Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award and induction into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Otis Redding's story is a reminder that even the brightest lights can be extinguished too soon. Yet, his music continues to burn brightly, a testament to the power of raw talent, unwavering passion, and the ability of music to bridge divides and touch the soul. With that said, we want to hear from you. Leave a comment below with your thoughts on Otis Redding's impact and any celebrity or icon whose fatal ending you'd like us to cover next on our channel. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching, and until next time, keep the music alive.